now today I'll be giving you brief introduction and then few hands-on to give a live demonstration of different things on network security and how AI is integrated with it. And let's take a look one by one. So, uh, yeah. So what is network security? So security comprises of various fields, say cryptography, system security, network security, and IoT security, and so many type of security. Security is a very vast field. Okay, and I work in the field of network security, one of the fields of cyber security in which I work. And I'll be aligning my lectures for these 2 days in this section only. So security refers to the protection against unauthorized access and cyber threats. So and ensures the safe usage of network resources. And network resources includes various type of things like your end devices which you use, like your mobile phones, your laptop, desktops, tablets, and intermediate devices like your access points, routers, switches, hubs, and so on. And this type of security focus on protecting your hardware, software, and data. And also, it prevents misuse, damage, and disruption of all those things. Step by step, we'll take a look how these things are getting affected by hackers and what they do to do different to create different issues in network. And we'll take a look step by step. And network security is very critical for business continuity and compliances. Okay, and these are the 5 pillars of any security. First one is confidentiality. Confidentiality means data accessible to only authorized user. So there is a set of data like confidentiality means if you log in to your account, then you should only access the data. Okay, only the person. Your data can be accessible by you, the manager of that bank, or any other person related to that bank cannot see it. That comes under confidentiality. So data accessible only to the person who's authorized to see that data. Second is integrity. Prevent unauthorized data alteration. Okay, like any data cannot be manipulated, should not be manipulated. Okay, so again we'll take the same example. Your I'll say bank account. No one can changes the figure. Okay, because right now when we go for digital things, we are doing net banking and all. What is the amount in your bank? It is just a number. Okay, that number represents how much amount you can take out or put in your or take out from your bank account. That is your limit. But that number is not the actual note, the hard copy of the currency you have. Instead, it's just a number on a web page. Okay. But it is so secure that the number cannot be manipulated by different unauthorized people. Otherwise, one day your account have 1 lakh rupees, another day your account may have 0 rupees just by changing the number. Doing nothing very fancy about it, but just changing the data, whatever is written in your account. Third one is availability. Ensure uninterrupted access to your resources. Okay, so if you are trying to open www.google.com, it should open. Okay, it's not like if you're trying to open 10 times, it open only 8 times. 2 of the times website is showing it is down. That will be very problematic for a network, and we say availability is an issue. Okay, and fourth one is authentication. Authentication means anyone should verify that I'm the authorized user to use any kind of resource. So authentication usually means any kind of login passwords, your OTPs, fingerprints, biometrics, your retina scan, your fingerprint scan, and so on, by which you identify that you are the person in computer systems. Last one is non-repudiation. Okay, that means ensure that actions are traceable. Like if you log into your bank account, someone cannot see what you have done in your bank account. But a log is made that, okay, you logged into your bank account. So that whenever any kind of security issues happen, then things can be identified and nullified. Okay, so these are the 5 pillars of security: confidentiality, integrity, availability, authentication, and non-repudiation. Now let's see what are the common threats which we are facing right now in the real world. First one is malware. So there are different. We'll go in depth of each of them one by one. First is the malware, which contains various kinds of malicious softwares. So these are the viruses, worms, trojans, spyware, ransomware, logical bombs, zombies, and so on. They all are malwares. So this is a class in which a software is written in a very malfunction way, which can affect any other machine. Okay. Second attack is phishing. Phishing means sending any kind of information which looks legitimate, but it is not at all legitimate. That comes under phishing. So usually hackers usually send malware via phishing. So they can do a lot of bad stuff. Third comes the denial of service attack or DOS attacks. So these attacks usually overload the system to disrupt the service. Such kinds of attacks do not intend to take any information out of any machine. Instead, they just tend to overload or make the system not to work or depute their service, disrupt their service. So those system goes down. Okay, so we'll take a look one by one on each of it. Then comes the MITM attacks, also known as man in the middle attack. So what happens in these attacks? Any type of communication is intercepted in between. Okay, and whatever is communication, suppose there are two parties, A and B, they are communicating, and if a chat is being sent from A to B, and somehow if an attacker C comes come in middle, like the message which was previously sending from A to B, now it is now sent from A to C and then C to B. And what will happen? C can read the messages in between, but A and B will not come to know that okay, someone is in there the middle, because messages are going from A to B, B is receiving it, and when B sends the message, A is again receiving it back. So they may both think that, okay, things are very fine, we are sending things and there is no problem, but there is C, which is an attacker in between, which is intercepting communication and getting all information from the messages coming and going from both the sides. Next one is insider threats. So malicious actions that is performed by trusted individuals. So suppose you are the people of some colleges or institutes. There may be someone in between who can do wrong things. I'm just giving an example. For any institution, there can be 10 members in that institute. Suppose a hacker is outside and want that, okay, I want information or data from that in a company or that institute. So what he or she can do, he or she can bribe the person, one among those 10, that okay, I'll give you 10, 20 or 25% of out of my commission. And you just have to take this pen drive and put inside one of the machine, plug into the machine. So such person which is being compromised and doing this illegal action from the inside are known as insider threats. Then password attacks. Password attacks are guessing or stealing login credentials. So usually any services which require username and password, this combination. So attackers tries different type of tools, mechanisms, and AI-based systems, which identifies that okay, this may be the password of that person based on the past information, and password are generated, and those passwords are then utilized to log into the machines. Last one, the most powerful one, is known as zero-day exploits. These are the attacks that are undiscovered vulnerabilities. This means hacker is launching some new attack, okay, which is not known to the world, launched for the first time. If any attack is launched for the first time, it will hunt the system for sure, because the signatures or the intrusion detection system or the firewalls or the antivirus, They don't know about that kind of attack. So they pass such thing as normal data or normal packets in a network. Then, but in reality, those are attacks and they are known as zero-day exploits or zero-day vulnerabilities. So what are the security mechanisms? First, these are the common threats like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 threats I just talked about. Then talking about these 7 security mechanisms as well. First one is the firewall. Firewall blocks unauthorized network access. Okay. Second one is encryption. Encryption secures data in transit and it at rest. So the data which is actually being transferred from one end to another end cannot be read. Third is IDS, that is intrusion detection system. They monitor and alert on suspicious activities. Any kind of suspicious activities happening, it can detect. We'll take a look on one of the powerful intrusion detection system and I'll show you how it actually works. Antivirus software. So there are many antivirus software which are in the machine. Right now, the mobile phones or PCs which you are utilizing to have this lecture, they all are secured with various antivirus softwares provided by either operating system or you have purchased it. So they detect and remove malicious code. That is, they are good for malwares. Then VPN or virtual private network, which are used a lot nowadays by companies and professionals a lot to secure any kind of remote access. And usually, if someone like attacker is trying to do man in the middle, the attacker cannot do if there is a virtual private network involved. Then comes the access control. So restricted resources access based on roles. Okay, so nowadays when you try to log into your Gmail account for the first time from any device, it usually asks that okay, you enter some data from your mobile, enter some number which is appeared on your mobile, or click on your mobile to give access to your PC and so on. This comes under access control. Okay, last one is network segmentation. So what happens? Isolate sensitive parts of a network. So suppose there is an institution. Institution contain number of departments, and among those departments, one department may be examination department. That server contains the results and exam related data of a lot of people, which is very crucial. So instead, keeping that server in LAN, it should be in a segmented network where a network is isolated and only a number of people have access to that network, whereas all other generic network of the institution is being cut off and the network remains segmented. So best practices, this is very general. We have studied, taken a look a lot in general, but let's see a lot of things. Why we study AI-based cybersecurity and all those things? What is the importance of these things? So we can see the size of cybersecurity workforce among the world. If I'll keep this, yeah. So this report is given by Station X. And this is the report of 2024 itself. So how many security professional works in which country? In India, we have very less number of security professionals working. Either using AI or not using AI, I don't know. But see, so these number of professionals in thousands are available in each of the country, and we are not founding India anywhere here. Okay, so we require a lot of number of people working in this field because this is the data, and in this data, it's very tough when we talk in terms of India. Second, the salary comparison, and usually security personnel has highest salary in any cadre in any kind of job. Again, this is not, I'm not telling it. This is the public report provided by Station X website. They did the survey all over the world and they provided the salary. So it's general networking. This is computer programmer, which includes any kinds of system developer, which uses different kind of programming languages. Then comes here computer programmer and general networking. Then you have web developers and information technology specialist. And information technology specialist also, AI engineers also comes under information technology specialist. Okay, then cloud engineers and then cybersecurity specialist. You can see that the highest payment is usually received by cybersecurity professional. Minimum is again minimum, which is shown in green for each class, is again best for security, and even the highest is again best for security. Okay, the reason is that a company can have 100 AI engineers, but they usually hire only 5 to 6 security engineers. Okay, and they are the core team that handles security. So they are less in number, thus they are paid more. So this is the career pathway, and I don't want to go into depth of it right now, how to work in this field. Then tomorrow we'll take a look on red team and blue teams of cybersecurity. Red team works under offensive security, which are the attackers, because until you don't know how to attack, you cannot know how to defend. Okay, so it's offensive security, and in defensive security, they defend. So red team work against blue team works against red team. Uh, Red team works on ethical hacking, whereas blue team works on infrastructure protection. Red team works on exploiting vulnerabilities, finding various vulnerabilities in the network. Blue team works on controlling the damage. Then penetration testing is done by red team, whereas incident response, if some incident is happening, quick response is taken care by blue team. Black box testing, social engineering, web app scanning, and so many things are done by red team, whereas operational security, threat hunting, digital forensics, all are taken care by blue team. And the team which work on both red team and blue team are known as purple team. And I and my team is known as we that work in network security. We all are purple team members. We work on both red team and blue team. So let's take a look. So before we go into different kinds of technical details, we'll take a look on 5 major cyber attacks happened in the world. And I'll explain how those attacks happened and how attackers launch those things and how they make loss to the world and how they've been detected and what type of things are happening. Okay. So am I audible? Still audible, everyone? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay. 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 Thank you. So first famous cyber attack that I talk is this WannaCry. So probably you may have heard of it. This is a very powerful cyber attack. So what happens at the first step of this attack? It arrives via an exploit. So exploit is there is a code which is written and then machines are being exploited on it. Okay. So this exploitation is known as MS17-010. This is obtained via isas.exe file. So obviously exe is an executable file. Okay. So this file is delivered by exploit running as a service. So running as a service means this service is running. Any computer who tries to come in contact with this service automatically downloads this file without even downloading manually. Okay. And that is service is named as mssec.svc. Microsoft Security Service. MSSEC So this is the short form for some of the security service, but they have renamed it with modifying one of the word from the actual exe. So this is file is now modified. Whenever this has been queried, then again it is downloaded. So I am talking about one machine. This can happen with thousands and millions of machines. Once they have downloaded, So what happens? It drops a ransomware file which performs encryption. So in this exe file, what is the exe file? Exe is an executable file. In Windows, whenever we install anything, how we install? We install via exe file. Exe file contains many backwritten codes. Okay, and among those backwritten codes, one of the malicious backwritten code is one ransomware written by hackers. Okay, and they what they do, they make another task schedule.exe, which is an encryptor. As soon as this executable runs by itself, what it happens, it drop component files for creating a ransom note. What will happen? Whatever are the files in your machine, okay, they start getting encrypted. If it is a file, it is a folder, it's a movie, it's a game, it's a song, whatever type of text file, PDF file. So what this WannaCry has, WannaCry target 176 type of file extension. File extension means .pdf, .pdf for PDF files, .txt for text file, again Word file, Excel file for XLX file, um, PowerPoint, PPT file, and all files are getting encrypted, and all files are now having extension as .wncry. Now all files are now getting encrypted. So what will happen? As a message comes on screen that okay, if you want to decrypt your file, get your data back, then what you have to do? You have to pay amount in Bitcoin because Bitcoin is not trackable, untraceable amount. So this is how this type of encryption has happened via WANA. If it is happening in personal computer, it is okay. But what if it is happening on large data servers? For example, say bank account, data server of bank accounts, or say government in companies or Aadhaar servers or so on. What will happen? Their data will be encrypted. If any bank is having WannaCry attack and gets attacked by WannaCry, next day when you open your mobile banking or net banking, you cannot open it. Even if you open it, you find haphazard value. You don't find what is the money in your account. Why? Because everything is encrypted. And if you are not paying amount to the attacker, these files remain encrypted, and your business will go into loss, millions and millions of loss. So this is the first attack which I talked about is a WannaCry. So there are many antiviruses and intrusion detection systems are now in the market, which can detect if some WannaCry type of malware tries to enter the machine. Immediately this type of EXEs are found, and those are contained by your antiviruses softwares so that they cannot encrypt anything your machines. Next attack is NotPetya or expatriate. This is again a very, very, very powerful attack. And you may have heard about this type of attack, NotPetya, expatriate. So what they do, they try to make communication with another server. And this information goes to your machine via USB. Okay. And what happened? There is a command and control server at the back. What will happen? This command and control server will get information from your machine. Slowly, all information, whatever you type or whatever information you enter in your PC, whatever you do, this will go into command and control machine. Okay, so I'm not going into very depth of it because once we'll study malware, then we can understand that how these NotPetya and expatriate attack used to work. Okay, and we'll take a look how AI is used to create these type of attacks and how this is very things are getting dangerous nowadays. Okay, Stuxnet. Okay, this is the third important attack I want to discuss with you all. So this attack is very famous, and you have heard of this Russia-Ukraine war, and Stuxnet is used a lot in such type of a war. Okay, and how it works? Let's take a look, because this attack is very very powerful. It consumes it what it makes. So there are uh, countries like Russia and Ukraine and those which are fighting. They have nuclear power plants, which is utilized to generate various kinds of work, like electricity is generated, and thermal power is generated to keep the homes heated in cold winters, and to provide electricity to the parts of the countries and so on. But what happens if these grids, which are power grids by uranium, they goes down? Then what will happen? So so to disrupt these type of things, this Stuxnet comes into picture. So it is said, I'm not very sure of it, but it is said that it is developed by Russian hackers. So what Stuxnet does, how it enters the system? So hacker usually creates a malicious code of Stuxnet and put it in a pen drive. Okay. And then create a certificate over it. What certificate does? It tries to, whenever an attacker machine connects this USB, this machine will have communication from the attacker. And it has a remote connection to attacker. So Stuxnet enter a system via USB stick and proceeds to infect all machines running Microsoft Windows. Okay, so Stuxnet works only when the machine is running Microsoft Windows. So by brandishing a digital certificate that seems to show that it comes from a reliable company, the worm is able to evade automated detection system. Okay, so what is happening? This certificate, which is shown here, it looks like, okay, it is a genuine certificate, maybe by Norton or by Symantec Corporation and so on. But it is not so. Okay, so what happens? So why this is done? So that it can be evaded by automated detection system, like some kind of intrusion detection systems. Second is, now this malware which is loaded into this machine, it searches for other machines which is connected to it. Stuxnet then checks whether a given machine is a part of targeted industrial control system made by Siemens. Such systems are deployed into Iran to run high-speed centrifuges that help to enrich nuclear fuel. So what happens? This malware searches that whether, so any kind of this centrifuge requires a software to run. So what happens? This Stuxnet search whether that software is installed in that machine or not. That is running the hardware machine. If it is installed, then infect this machine. If it is not there, do not infect this machine. Suppose, then update. If the system isn't a targeted machine, Stuxnet does nothing. If it is, then the worm attempts to access the internet and download a more recent version of itself. So see how clever this program is coded. So if it is found that, okay, this software is installed, now the machine may be connected to internet. If it is connected to internet, then download the latest version of that Stuxnet. So fourth step is compromise. So now the worm then compromise the target system. So you are listening this word worm a lot of time. I'll tell you, this is a type of malware like virus, so worm, Trojan, and so many different things. So we'll take a look on all those things. I'm just covering overall information. Okay. So the worm then compromises the target system logic controller, exploiting zero-day vulnerability software weakness that haven't been identified by security experts. So again, this was a zero-day, okay, happened for the first time. So what after compromise, what this malware does in the beginning, Stuxnet spies on a operation of the targeted system. Then it uses the information it has gathered to take control of the centrifuges, make them spin themselves to failure. Okay, so what it does, so Again, it tries to learn the system. Okay, it learns that what type of operation is being performed, what logs are being created, and how centrifuges are being controlled. So after getting this information, this malware makes the centrifuge spin for unlimited time. So what happens in general when attack is not there, then centrifuges are run for some time and then left idle so that they can cool down. Otherwise, what happens? They'll heat up and heat up and heat up for so much temperature it will destroy. So they cool down for some time. But this type of malware, what it does, this Stuxnet, after some time, it again starts the machine. It doesn't give time to cool down. What happens? Meanwhile, it provided false feedback to the outdoor controller, ensuring that they won't know what's going on until it's too late to do anything about it. So what it does, it tells the external system that okay, centrifuges are off and nothing is running, but internally it speed up the speed of a centrifuge. Now they rotate at very high RPM, and that makes them go heated and blast after some time. Okay, and this result in a lot of problem. So Stuxnet has another word known as cyber gun. Okay, and it performs such kinds of malicious activity on nuclear power plants where centrifuges are there. Last one, which I want to discuss, is Mirai. So all these attacks you have seen, the last one, another category of attack is Mirai. This happened on IoT devices. Okay, so we all know that IoT devices are very small devices. They don't have the computational complexity equivalent to PCs or high performance machines or laptops and so on. So what happens? Attacker launched Mirai attack because these machines have very limited capability, do very specific tasks, so they can ignore anything which is not of their use. Okay, and this is leveraged by attacker. So what happens? What attacker does? Attacker may first purchase one IoT device and make it a bot by configuring it and put in between other IoT devices. Then what happens? That device scan for new victims. Okay, that via brute force attack. What is brute force attack? That means checking all devices and vulnerability one by one. That okay, vulnerability is there or not. Again, for another device, check vulnerability is there or not. And also, there is not one vulnerability. There can be thousands of vulnerability possible. Among those thousand vulnerability, even if one vulnerability is possible in that device, the work is done. So again, so what happens? This brute force is done. All device, each device is checked for all kinds of vulnerability. First device is scanned for vulnerabilities, n vulnerabilities. Second device is checked for n vulnerabilities, and so on. Once it is found that okay, the device is vulnerable, then what happens? That IoT device report information to that okay, this device is vulnerable to report server. So attacker has these two servers with himself or herself. One is report server, another is load server. Once report server get the information that okay, this machine can be hacked or can be loaded with malware. So once this information is obtained, this sends now we need to send the not we the attacker needs to send the malware to the victim machine. Victim means the newer machine which has vulnerability. Now, what load server does? Load server sends the malware to this victim machine, and the malware will be loaded. Why it will be loaded? Because this victim is compromised or it has vulnerability. Once the malware is loaded, what happens? Victim runs malware and join other bots. So now this machine become the part of these machines. And again, they start doing the same thing with other machines to increase this their number. So initially there will be one bot, then two bot, then four bot, then eight bot, then 16 bot, then 32 bot. 64 baud, 128 baud, and so on. And once bots are number of bots are so many in numbers, then send infect command. That okay, we are ready now. Send the infect command. So once command, this is sent to again command and control server. So all these three servers are under the control of attacker. So once it is received, then it checks the status. That okay, things are fine or not. Once status is checked that all machines, all my bots are up, now these bots launches DDoS attack. DDoS means distributed denial of service attack on target machine. So there were many companies. This Mirai attack happened in 2016, and this attack made billions of loss. Because when these million, what happened? This number of bots are not in hundreds, not in thousands. These bots are in millions. When these millions of bots launches or sends the information in billions, these target machines are not able to handle such information. Okay, and what happens? So much information is coming at a time. It cannot handle or cannot give service to all the machines. So this machine will go down. And as soon as machine goes down, the business of that company, the server of that machine, that company crashes. Information in that machine gets corrupted, and that makes a huge financial loss to number of companies. Okay, so this is again a powerful attack known as Mirai. So these are the five powerful attacks we talk about. So I hope these things are clear. And part one is over. Now let me open part two. I hope this is clear to all. Okay, now let's take a look on malicious softwares or malwares. I hope my screen is visible. Okay. So in malicious software, now we'll take a look on malicious software. So what are malwares or malicious software? Any software having following attributes are known as malicious software. They provide unauthorized control access. That means you are not authorized to enter the machine, but using this malware, you can enter in a machine. They are known as unauthorized access. Second is partial or full system control. Okay, so you may get access to a machine, either that some part of the machine, that is one of the terminal of the machine, or full system control, that is on whole file system you get control. That is again done by malwares. Third one is data theft, where data can be taken out from the machines, okay, using malware. Fourth one is spying, that is to identify what that machine is doing, what the user is doing on the machine, what logs the user is being generating, what website the user is browsing, okay, and so on. And last one is any other unwanted action that you can think of. Okay, that are the malicious softwares. That is the basic definition of malicious software. It can be programmed in any programming languages. Okay, it doesn't matter. And most malware require user to initiate its operation. Okay, so these malwares, what is happening? These malwares have, there are n number of malwares, thousands and millions of malwares are there. Nowadays, hackers are utilizing AI to create new malwares based on these old malwares. Because the reason is that the old malwares, these malwares have virus definition or malware definition on the antivirus. If someone tries or any hacker tries to attack or compromise any machine using already known malwares, then virus definition is available with antivirus. What will happen in that case? That malware will be detected. Now, to overcome that problem, what happens? These hackers are now generating or forming new malwares based on the previous malware. So, using AI, the machine is learning and then utilizing the combination of different malwares, generating some new malware. Okay, and again, this is a very, very big problem in today's network environment. So most malware require user to initiate its operation. Okay. So what will happen? This means malware don't initiate by itself. User may need to press a button, may need to open a fraud email or click on any unwanted link or anything. Once user does that, the malware is initiated. Now, what are the different kinds of malware? So these are the basic 7 categories of malware: virus, worm, Trojan, spyware, logical bomb, trapdoor, and rootkit. Okay, we'll take a look on each of them one by one. First one is virus. So what virus does? Virus, when executed, replicates itself by modifying other computer's program and insert its own code. Okay, so what happens whenever someone clicks anything? So what happens? This program will insert part of code or complete code into the machine, and that code will be a malicious code. Okay, so what are the different type of viruses available? Resident virus, non-resident virus, email virus, and boot sector virus. Resident virus is very common type of viruses. uh, any malicious file or any malicious definition which comes and remain in your machine is known as malicious or resident virus. Non-resident virus means once it infects a machine, if it gets a chance, the code is cut and pasted to another machine. That is, moved to another machine. Or if it doesn't get any chance for movement, then the code is deleted by itself. Okay, so that no traces can be found for that malware. So these are known as non-resident viruses. Third one is the email virus. So based on the capacity of the email antivirus, there are many antivirus that are available for email. So if that antivirus don't have capability, then these viruses can reside on email and then move from different mail, one mail to another mail, one service to another service, and so on. Last one is the boot sector virus. This virus is very powerful and very complicated. Why? Because boot sector virus remains inside boot sector of a machine, and we all know that antivirus don't scan boot sector area. Okay, because this sector is utilized only when you boot the system. That is when you start the system. Okay, and they can not be identified because they are on boot sector, which is a we can say uh, a non reachable place for an antivirus program. Okay, now what viruses aims for? Any kind of financial profit, desires to send some political agenda or message, personal amusement, or demonstrating system vulnerabilities to hacker. That okay, system has these many vulnerabilities. So the popular examples are Concept and Melissa. We'll talk about it afterwards. Let's take a look on definitions. Okay, Melissa was shown here. So this is how it is shown. So they make the attachment and attachment is malicious. Okay, so what happened? Its impact is 100,000 workplace computers were infected. Okay, so see, this was a very old virus. I'm not showing the newer virus because this is just for education purpose. So this was first ran in 26 March 1999. Okay, and at that time only 100,000 workplace computers were infected just by Melissa. And what it does, it disables the Microsoft security features. Okay, so that other kind of malware can also act. So first one is virus, second one is worm. So we talk about worm in previous slide that Stuxnet has a worm and all those things. So what is worm? Worm replicates itself in order to spread in other computer. So worm actually replicates, okay, and may or may not does another task, okay, but their basic properties to replicate. So generally, they does not steal any information, but instead what they aim to consume hard disk. Okay, so what they'll do, they'll multiply, they'll make, for example, you have heard that in earlier times what happens, those who are older people, those who have used computers in 2002, 2003 when Windows XP was there, then what happens? New folder used to create by themselves. They don't create them, instead a lot of new folders are being created. This was done by worm only. That tries to consume hard disk. Again, worms can consume network bandwidth as well, and also they consume memory, that is RAM of the machine. Okay, so the popular examples are Ka, Morris, Deprosy, Blaster, and I Love You. These five popular examples were very much used by hackers to launch any kind of attacks. Okay, let's take a look on this bug. So again, this was sent via email. Okay, so you can see that this file is coming to the machine. So this attack was first launched in 5th of May 2000. Okay, and it contains a letter, and it is written, kindly check the attached love letter coming from me to you. Okay, and some name was there. And that file was looking as a text file, but there is a hidden format that is VBS format. Okay, it's a visual basic script which runs in a machine and can create any kind of infection. So 50 million infection was happened in 2020. Okay, after 20 years of launching of this malware, still people are getting it. Okay, so this was the bug or worm, we can say. Next one is Trojan. Trojan is a malicious computer program which misleads user of its true intention. Okay, so what happens? Trojan usually hide inside another code. Okay, so you mean any malware or any type of software analyzer may not identify what this code wants to do. Okay, but this code has intent to do some information, but this information that is misleading. So how it spreads? It uses social engineering to spread itself. It uses emails, pen drives, social media websites, etc. to spread itself. Okay, Trojans were very powerful in earlier days. They are still powerful nowadays. I'm not saying that. Okay, so usually Trojan keeps connected with its controller for its command. This means that there is a command and control background channel is already created between affected computer and the server which it is connected. Popular examples are panzers. Mini Panzers and Mega Panzer, Magic Lantern, Da Vinci Code, Zeus, and Corefly. These are the popular examples of Trojan. Okay, now let's take a look on one of the Trojan. Okay, so I haven't made an example here, but I'll show you an example afterwards. There was a popular book, Da Vinci Code, that was popular in earlier days, and people want to read it. And this copy was costly. So what happens? Attackers purchase one of the copy and they try to give free copy to the users. But what happened in that free copy? They have included this or injected this malware. When anyone wants to open this PDF and tries to read the book, then admin right needs to be asked. And once the admin right is given, the attacker gets control over that machine. And this becomes a very dangerous problem in real time. Okay, so Da Vinci Code is one of the Trojan which was very popular in the earlier times and used to compromise a lot number of machines in the world. Okay, next comes the spyware. So what spyware does, as the name suggests, it aims to gather information about a person or organization without their knowledge. Okay, so this is just a stealer, information stealer, you can say. Okay, this code intends to extract information from any machine and transfer that information to the person who has command and control over the malicious code. Okay, so now there are different type of spyware, adware, and system monitor item that system monitor or cookie tracker. Okay, so let me correct it. Just a minute. Otherwise, you may get incorrect information. Okay, now it is corrected. So now what spyware does, it gathers information like internet surfing habits, okay, e-logging, financial information, and so on. Okay, so you may feel that whenever you browse something on internet, suppose if you are looking for shoes, okay, on one of the website, then after you close the website, you may get the advertisement of shoes on Facebook as well. Okay, why? Because adwares are gaining information from your browsing history or your browsing pattern and then influencing you on social media as well. Okay, so these are the spyware. They use internet surfing habits. They also check your key logging. That is, whatever keys you are typing, the same series of keys goes to attacker. Okay, so popular examples for spyware is Pin Finisher, Go Keyboard, Unavo, and Django. Okay, so this was Go Keyboard. Okay, this Go Keyboard was very popular a few years ago. So this is one of the theme over your normal keyboard of your mobile phone. It gives very rainbow and beautiful effect. Okay, but this was again a spyware. So any key you type on that keyboard which you have made beautiful using this Go keyboard, all your keystrokes are then sent to hacker. So whatever key you type, so attacker can get information from those keys. Okay. The impact was total 200 million copies were downloaded. So developed by Chinese Gomo Development, and it took the information like account information. It continues to track your location, whatever Android version you are using, what is the build model for that Android. Whether, because once attacker gets this information of Android version and build model, attacker also get the information that this version is having vulnerability of what type, which can be utilized further for different kinds of attacks. Next is the logic bombs or logical bombs. So these are the piece of code intentionally inserted to a software system that will set up a malicious function when specific conditions are met. Okay, so logical bombs used to do something on some certain condition. Okay, for example, if not me, if any hacker can make a logical bomb that uh, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, your PC shuts down every afternoon. So this is a logical. So what it is doing, it is executing a command at certain time. Okay, so these are known as LBs or logical bombs. Aim of these malicious software are spread other malicious software, trigger other malicious software, like because it's a condition based. At 3 o'clock, I may not need to turn off my computer. I may need to execute another malicious code. That can also be done using LBs. Attack defense towards itself so that other malicious software does its work without any issue. Okay, so it depends how harsh the logical bomb has been made so that it can attract antivirus towards it to solve it, and other malware can work in behind. So popular examples are LB of Sony BMG, Linux Viper, and LB of Trans-Siberian Pipeline. Okay, so these are the general LBs. Next are the trapdoor or backdoor. So it's a secret entry point into a program or a machine that allows attacker to gain access without going through a usual security access procedure. So what will happen when there is a backdoor created? No antiviruses can find it or check it. No firewall can detect it, and so on. Okay. It aims to bypass security facilities and permit direct access to the data. And trapdoors are used to make an entry point for another malicious software as well. Okay. And popular examples are Black Orifice, DSL Don't Lie, and Joomla Plug. Okay, so these are the backdoor or trapdoor that can create a secret entry point in the background that is just creating a network connection from which attacker can communicate. Okay, or send some information or extract some information. Last one is rootkit. Rootkit is a collection of malicious software designed to enable a piece of code, background process, operating system, so user account. Okay, so what happened? This is a collection. So whatever malwares you have studied till now, when they perform together in a coordinated manner, they becomes rootkit. Okay, mainly used to perform malicious activities. Okay, and popular examples are Ronix, Narc, Adore, Vanquish, Catch Me If You Can. Okay, so what this rootkit does? Rootkit uh, usually groups these malicious software together and they perform tasks in coordinated manner. Okay, and since they are coordinated, it is tough for antiviruses to detect them. Okay, so these are the five antivirus rootkits. First, so Catch Me If You Can is one of the popular rootkit. Okay, so we have taken a look on different kinds of these rootkits. Now we'll take a small break for 15-20 minutes, and then we'll come back, and then we'll go on different examples of rootkit and how AI is being utilized to make these kinds of malware. Okay, we'll meet back in 15 minutes for second session.
Okay, let's start with our second session.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back, sir.
Thank you. So, in previous session, we took a look on till spyware, how they attack the system and how they extract the information out of the system. And also our logical bombs and trapdoor, rootkit, and okay. So these now let's take a look how these different type of malware and also small malware, how it works and how things work. Before that, let us make small malware by ourselves. Okay. So I hope my screen is visible and so what is that? So this is a notepad bomb to create a notepad. So what will happen here? So if I'll put off the echo, and then what will happen whenever I'll create this kind of script and run, and then you will find that n number of notepads will be open, and it will open until and unless my whole memory gets full and my system stops. Okay, so let me, okay, so suppose this is the code. I'll copy and I'll open a notepad here, and I hope notepad is visible, and I have pasted it. So this code I have pasted it, and I'll save it, and let me save it at desktop, and let it be, it is notepad bomb, NPB. Okay, and now I need to save it as a batch file. Okay, so .bat is the full form, and I'll do it in desktop. Yeah, it is NPB. This file is now saved. Now, if I'll run this file, a notepad bomb will be generated. So let me double click it. Okay, so yeah, see, infinite notepads are created, and I cannot off it. You can see. So these are some error are occurring and so on, and that's it. For different system, this may be different. So I need to open task manager and then shut it off. Okay, because otherwise a lot of similar tasks will be created. So I need to find my process, where it is, terminal, yeah, and task, yeah, it is ended. So for different system, it will work different, remember. Okay, so this is one of the command for notepad bomb. Okay. So these are very small type of codes which I have tried. So this is again, it's an endless enter. So what will happen? A screen will open and endless enter will run. So if you press anything from your keyboard, it will not work. Your keyboard and mouse will be disabled once this command starts to run. Second one. Okay, and so many, there are again different types of window blast is there that can delete whole system. Okay,
the screen is not shared. Screen is not shared.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So this is how different malwares are there. So this one is the notepad bomb which I executed. Then there is endless enter which I just showed. That when you run this, it will start sending an enter key without using keyboard. So an endless enter will be pressed automatically, and any key which you try to press from your keyboard or mouse, it will not work. Okay. Similarly, there are different commands for different one. Last one is window blast that can delete your whole Windows in your operating system. So once it will be deleted, and whenever you restart your machine, there will be no operating system. Okay, so these are small malwares. However, nowadays malwares are very specific and very powerful. Just to show, I have shown this kind of very small malware. Now let's see different type of malwares which were available. Like one is concept virus. So what happened? This was first launched in November 1995. It is first launched at November 1995. It is not like that. It cannot. It is now manipulated, and these type of malwares are still working by modifying itself. Okay, first version came in this time. Like this example, if I'll show you. This ILU bug, this came in 2000, sorry. Okay, but it infected 50 million people in 2020. After 20 years, it is still working, but the version is modified. Okay, this is not the same version as this. This is the reason no malwares goes off. They are modified and become 0 day, and they start doing mischiefs again. Okay, then this is Melissa virus is there, which we have talked about. Carkworm was there. So Carkworm, what it did, it goes to a system, set the shutdown time at 6 o'clock of first day of every month, and shut down the machine. So this error comes in the screen that Cark says not today, drive memory error, memory allocation error, and blue screen of death comes to the machine, and machine goes down. Okay, so this was the Cark worm, and this worm we have seen just now. Blaster worm was also there, which sends TCP SYN flood message from windowsupdate.com. So since Windows update, so we used to update Windows. Okay, so any antivirus or intrusion detection system will never disrupt these type of services like updates of Windows and so on. But similar type of fake website is made, and using different ports, this type of flooding is being done, which crashes the machine, which was done by Blaster worm. Okay. Da Vinci code, we have taken a look. Catch Me If You Can was a very powerful rootkit. Okay, so what this rootkit says, that it moves in memory. What happens whenever we run any process? It uses some RAM. Okay, but what happens if any process is created and it moves in memory? It always changes its address continuously. So such kind of rootkit was Catch Me If You Can, and since it moves in memory, it is very, very difficult for antiviruses to detect it. Okay, and do not make zombie directly. Also, it blends in normal HTTP traffic for connection and data transfer. Okay, and it looks like, okay, it's a very normal web traffic where user is browsing something and doing some data transfer, but it is not like that. So this rootkit was very powerful. Okay, and these are the different things. So this was all about the basic information I want to give you about malware, different classes of malware. Okay, in reality, these 7 malware don't work one by one. Okay, these codes of each malware class are used in combination with other class so that things become very effective in today's world. Okay, so these are the malware. Now let's take a look on a very, very trendy topic nowadays, which is going on, which is dark web. Okay, because malwares are related to dark web, because dark web and deep web utilizes these things a lot. And let's take a look, and I hope my screen is visible to all. So
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So deep web and dark web. So now in this session we talk about deep web. So internet is everywhere. So it is in the reach of about 71% of world population. So because of internet, we all are connected. And anytime we need things, we need internet. Like nowadays, we humans uses 8 to 10 hours of our daily time on internet, minimum, either on mobile phone or on television. Right now, we are also connected with internet. So anywhere, any device is connected with internet, there is a problem of cybersecurity. Okay, because if we are connected, hackers are also connected. And thus, we cannot even switch to a world where internet is not possible. We cannot survive. So internet is there. So this is the category of internet. There are 3 categories: surface web, deep web, and dark web. Whatever we see is surface web, which we can browse on internet normally. So it is just very small part of the internet. Okay, not more than 10-15%. Remaining what we browse, which we browse daily: Wikipedia, Google, Bing, Cloud, YouTube, Instagram, and so on. All such information comes under surface web only. So, and a lot amount of data is there in deep web. So deep web means any information which has no public access. For example, your Facebook. When you log into your Facebook account, what will happen? You log in and some information you only able to see, some information everyone is able to see. Like when you log in your username and password, that comes in deep web because that information is not known to everyone. But there are multiple pages which are shared with multiple peoples, meme pages and different types of pages on Facebook which are shared. Those comes again in surface web because everyone can access it. Okay, and information which you don't put publicly on Facebook. Okay, your key, how it is linked to your Facebook, and all such private information comes under deep web. But see, so much information is there in deep web. Government resources, your Aadhaar information, PAN information, your personal email informations, all are there in deep web. And after deep web, there is another part of deep web, we name it as dark web. Okay, again, a lot of information is there by hackers, which is illegal, and Tor encryption happens, and so many things happens in dark web. Okay, so let's take a look. We have taken a look on this figure. Now let's take a look. So what happens in surface web? Everything that can be searched by in search engine comes under surface web. This is the basic definition of surface web. Every second, what happens? 2,000 plus photos are loaded on Instagram, 16,000 plus tweets on Twitter, 140,000 Google searches, and 200,000 YouTube videos are being watched every second on YouTube. This is not my data. This is publicly data available. Okay, but all these are in surface web only. Why? Because everyone can see it. Okay, this looks very massive for a surface web. This is trackable. Okay, so like Amazon, show your browse product. I just told this information before, like in first session. Like if you want to purchase shoes, you start searching on, for example, Amazon, like Puma shoes or Nike shoes you want to purchase. Then after closing this Amazon, after 5-10 minutes, if you go to Facebook and open Facebook, you find similar advertisement on Facebook for shoes and all. Why? Because all those things are on surface web. They are not deep web or dark web. So these informations are trackable. Trackers are placed by different services like Facebook, Amazon, or any apps which you use. And things are being tracked so that these information can be leveraged to do some kind of business, sell some products, or motivate you or influence you. Okay, so these are the trackable service. However, surface web constitutes only 4% of internet. So much amount of data which you are seeing every day, that is just 4% of the internet. Okay, then comes the deep web. It contains personal information like medical records, prescription, bank account details, anything that cannot be indexed by search engine comes under deep web. Okay, so this second line. This is the basic definition of a deep web. Anything that cannot be indexed by search engine. Indexed means search engine cannot search it. Comes under deep web. For example, browsing your emails. You require a different portal. For Gmail, you have Gmail email portal, Yahoo portal, Rediff mail portal, Zapac portal, and so on. It consists of 96% of total internet. Okay, and dark web is a subset of deep web. So this is the unseen side of internet. Subset of deep web is known as dark web. Since surface web is traceable, therefore sensitive government information cannot be communicated. In military information, how military communicate? They cannot communicate via internet. Why? Because if they communicate via internet, other country or rival country gets the information. Every country has their own hackers. So what they do? They communicate via dark web. Okay, or we cannot say dark web. We say anonymized network. Okay, and one part of anonymized network is dark web. So what CIA and USA Naval Research Agency, they invented one term which is known as onion routing. Okay, onion routing is the heart and soul of deep web and dark web. This onion routing, it is utilized by special browsers. Okay, one of the special browser is Tor. Okay, Tor, full form of Tor, T-O-R means the onion router, which uses onion routing. Okay, it provides confidentiality and anonymity a lot. Okay, this is the reason if anyone, a hacker wants to go to dark web websites, he or she can only use any browser that utilizes onion routing. You cannot open any dark website via normal browsers. It requires onion routing based routers only. Okay. So this is the working of onion routers. This is the whole. So what happens? What normal internet works like? Normal internet has different client and server, but Tor, like I'm taking example of Tor browser. Tor is one of the onion routing browser. So let's take an example of Tor browser. Here, when you install Tor into your Tor browser in your machine become a Tor client. Okay, and there are many machines in the world like your machine. That machine works as relay network. Okay, this means different machines where Tor are being installed. All machines are utilized to relay the information from one machine to another machine. Okay, so suppose it doesn't use internet, normal internet browsers and all. Internet. So why? Because when normal internet is used, what happens? There are many security mechanisms are put. And if any hacker is doing illegal activity or opening dark websites using normal browser, which nowadays is not possible, but even if try to do, he or she can get caught very easily. But when Tor is there, what happens? It has an entry guard and it has an exit relay. And this is destination. Destination which are using Tor. Okay, so these are again different people where Tor browsers are installed. It may be one of you if you have installed a Tor browser. So information, because you are also connected to internet, but information doesn't go to internet routers, but it goes to machines, go through machines which uses Tor browsers. Okay, so these are known as relay network. So what happens? The information gets encrypted here, and like onion, why it is called onion router? Like onion what has different layers, peel one layer over another. So what happens? It also does the same thing. Here, whatever information a Tor client want to send to destination, it is layered with onion router. Then another layer is put at entry guard, then another layer is put at middle relay, then another layer is put at exit relay. So it's layering over layering over layering. And at destination, all layered are unopened. Okay, and in this manner, the information is sent and even the encryption cannot be decrypted. Why? Because everywhere a layer is being put. No other relay can find out the information from previous relay. Why? Because instead of just encrypting at one end, that is at Tor client, it is being encrypted at every point. And since layer-wise encryption is happening, exit relay don't know what encryption is done by entry guard. So this became very, very secure in terms of confidentiality. So even if security essentials or security personals like me wants to find out who's doing this, it is very, very difficult for us to find it. Okay, and also dark websites, when a hacker wants to open dark website, these dark websites are opened via random string and their extension is .onion. For example, the Google website, what is the URL of Google? www.google.com. So instead of .com, here for dark website .onion is used. And www.google, which is for normal, here it will be like random string ABC, PQR, 1 to X, Y to Z, and such type of random strings are used so that they cannot get caught. Okay, so this is the working of Tor browser, and this is how random strings are being opened using Tor browser. And how Tor makes communication, I can show, but at IIT BHU, Tor is being blocked. So I can just show a basic. I'll open this Tor. I hope my screen is visible. So this is open. And and now this connection is being established, but it will never establish. Okay, because I'm inside my network and I have registered my computer inside this network, so it will not open. But if I'll open this, it will not open. But once the connection is established, you can find here the information of entry relay, exit relay, and different information once you click it. Okay, I cannot create right now, but here it is written: Tor browser routes your traffic over the Tor network run by thousands of volunteers around the world. This is same as this figure. These are the 1,000 volunteers. Okay, I'm also a volunteer. If my Tor is working, then I may be volunteer for different network. Okay, but right now I have disabled my Tor because I'm inside my institute and this is not good to do here. So I'm canceling it here. Okay, but you can configure the connection and find out that how you connect it to internet. You can test Tor, you can test, and different type of bridging you can do. I'll take a look afterwards and how Tor connect to internet. You can see proxies are there and so on. Okay, I'm not going to depth of it right now, but this is like this network only. Okay, now this is Tor browser. Now, why Tor browser? Why this dark web is very popular? Okay, dark web has its own. Why? Because these marketplaces. Most popular among the users in dark web. Dark web contains many things. Okay, among those many things, marketplaces are very popular. You can find any product or services here. Products like cocaine, weapon, rocket launchers, and so on. Services like killing contract, powerful bots to launch attacks, cracking services, and so on. And they take payments in bitcoins. Okay, what they do, they create a Bitcoin wallet and exchange currency. So since Bitcoin is anonymous, you cannot track who's the owner of that Bitcoin wallet or Bitcoin account. Okay. But the currency is exchanged because Bitcoin is directly linked to USD. That what is the price of Bitcoin and so on. Linked, but is ill. So there are many marketplaces, but this Silk Road, this marketplace was the first marketplace. This was made by Ross Ulbricht in 2011. Okay, the first website for wholesome purchase. It contains drugs, weed, cocaine, DST, LSD, guns, books, contract killing, etc. So much services are there. Okay, FBI took down this website and Ross in 2013, just in 2 years. And what amount of revenue generated in 2 years? Revenue generated is 9,519 Bitcoin. In 2011, one Bitcoin cost was 0.89 US dollar. But today, one Bitcoin value is 23835 US dollar. I think this is less. Now it is more. This is more than, I think, 28,000. I don't know. Similar value. Okay. And for one Bitcoin, so how much revenue this person is having, you don't know. Just in 2 years. But yeah, this website went down. But then after that, Silk Road 2.0, Silk Road 3.0, and all website comes into picture. And still this Silk Road is available in dark web. Okay, this website is down, another versions are up. Okay, so there are so many things are sale, which are sales on sale, which you can read it on dark web. Okay, so again, these are the facts. So who among us are, so anyone among us can be a part of dark web. So dark web contains so many type of hidden services and we all are under threats. Okay, so this was the thing which I want to tell you about dark web. I will strongly suggest not go to this website. Why? Because a lot of malwares can be downloaded automatically if you go to these websites. Okay, this is very, very bad and it is very risky to visit these websites. Okay, until and unless you are working in security field from long time. Like I am working in this field from past 14 years. So I have knowledge how to go and what not to do, what to do, what are good, what are bad. So for security working and security research only, we collect data of such website, but we don't do any kind of illegal things on such websites. And I also suggest everyone not to take a look on these websites. But how it works and it's working, you should know. Okay, and using Tor browser, you should not open these websites, otherwise it will create a lot of problem in your machine. Okay, so this was all about dark web. Let's go to another topic. Last topic for today. Network sniffers and network scanners. Okay. We'll do this topic tomorrow. And let's go to wireless networks, which we use a lot nowadays. Because once we'll understand this, and then tomorrow we can do a lot of things practically in tomorrow's session. Once we understand the basics. So wireless network, we all use wireless network at end. Why? Because right now we all are using either laptops, mobile phones, or anything for this lecture. So how we all are connected? Using wireless medium only. We are either connected to Wi-Fi or we are using our mobile data. That is the cellular radio communication, which is also known as 5G networks or 6G network, which is coming to get communicated. Okay, so that wireless network uses radio communication. It is always in broadcast mode. Broadcast mode means all information is sent to all. Okay, but it is encrypted. So examples are wireless LAN, cellular network, Bluetooth, etc. So still wireless remain backbone network. Why? Because even if you are connected to your Wi-Fi, there is a wire going from the back of the Wi-Fi to a other backbone wired network. Okay. So what is the reason for wireless network and why security needs to be studied in wireless network? Because of the mass adoption of wireless network. We are not using nowadays any network where we connect wire to our mobile phone or wire to our PC. We don't use desktop a lot. Even if we use desktop now also have this wireless modules by which we can communicate to Wi-Fi access point. Tablets and all are wireless. Even IoT devices, smart devices which we are using, all are wireless. All work in broadcast mode and all are dependent on access point. Access point is again a major target for hackers. Now standards and rules. So this wireless network uses 802.11 and 802.15 standard. So these standards are used to identify the wireless network technology. Okay. And 802.11 is for wireless, for different kinds of wireless communication. Okay, what are the wireless component? Access point, network interface card, and end device. Access point means Wi-Fi router which you are using at your home. NIC network interface card. It is a chip installed in your hardware, which is installed in all of your devices, which makes your device communicate with access point or Wi-Fi router. End device is your mobile phone or any device in which this NIC is installed. Now there are different wireless standards. Okay, 802.11a, b, g, n, and AC. And there are different years in which these are adopted. Why these different standards are there? When you go and purchase any wireless device from the market, it is written on their back that what standard it is using. Okay, the more number of standard that wireless devices, that more powerful that devices. If it is like 802.11 A/B/G/N, it is very powerful. It supports all standard. Okay, even they have very good data rate and typical range indoor, like indoor and outdoor range differs. Indoor because there are walls and rooms and there are many things which are in between. It may be like your Wi-Fi router is in your hall of your home and you are sitting in your bedroom. So there are walls in between, people moving in between. So communication may get interrupted. So in that case, the range also decreases. So for different standards, inside range is different and outside range is different. So when you are outside, the things are like very clear. So these are indoor and outdoor ranges, but we cannot keep Wi-Fi routers outdoors, otherwise someone may steal it or it may get infected or some dust or thing may enter it. Okay, so we used to keep it inside. So advantages of wireless LAN. Why we use wireless LAN? Easy to add, remove and move end devices, isn't it? We can switch off our laptop so it gets disconnected. We switch on our laptop, it gets connected. We can move to different rooms with laptops. Okay, it provides connectivity where cabling is not possible. Okay, there are many places where cabling is not possible. There also fast and easy installation. Okay, so many features are there. Many more features are there for wireless LAN. What are the disadvantages of wireless LAN? Data transfer speed is inversely proportional to number of end devices connected. Okay, so if you have 5 people using same internet and 2 people using same internet, there will be change in speed. Okay, similarly, real-time applications like HD video and online gaming are better on wired networks. Wired network always has better network speed as compared to wireless networks. Reason is that wireless network has lot of human hurdles or static hurdles. But in wired network, there is a wire, the information is going through that wire, and so on. And things remains safe inside wire, which goes in a continuous speed without any attenuation or noise. This is the reason wired networks are still much faster than wireless. Security is tougher to guarantee in wireless LAN instead of wired LAN. Why? Because in wired LAN, wire is connected between your device and another device. So there cannot be easy man in the middle. But in wireless network, there is no wire. If information is not encrypted, anyone can read it. And also the performance of network interface card reduces with increase in distance of end devices from access point. This means when you move away from this access point, the signal strength reduces. But this doesn't happen in wired network. You connect via wire. If you are sitting at 10 meter difference or 100 meter difference, it doesn't make much difference. The distance is not a difference. But in wireless, it is so. Okay, so these are the disadvantages of wireless LAN. So again, this is wireless LAN. Now WPAN, wireless personal area network. So security is not only required in wireless LAN, but also in WPAN. In general usage, we use Bluetooth nowadays a lot. Zigbee and mesh network we don't use, only technical people uses. Even IoT devices use, when you use IoT devices, those IoT devices uses Zigbee and mesh network. Just a minute, I'll just take a 1 minute break. Okay, so let's continue. Yeah, so yeah, so nowadays we uses Bluetooth, Zigbee, and mesh network. But Bluetooth is widely used. We use Bluetooth speaker and headphones, and we connect this watch, smart watches and all with Bluetooth only. So it again provides a lot of security issues. We'll take a look. Okay, but first we see how this Bluetooth network can all communicate with each other. Then only we can see security and attackers used a lot of AI-based systems which automatically analyze the security issues in these devices. Okay, we'll take a look on these things tomorrow when we go for blue team and red team. So Bluetooth is a short-range radio frequency communication. Why it is short-range? Because we can see when we connect with Wi-Fi, we can go for 100 meters. But when we connect with Bluetooth and Bluetooth device is 10 meters away, then also we get problem in this devices communication. Primary role is create wireless personal area network in peer-to-peer mode. Okay, these devices are low cost and low power devices. Okay, obviously all these Bluetooth devices you can even get in 500 rupees in market. Okay, and low power. It requires battery to charge. It has very small batteries and it works with limited amount of battery and having limited processing power and capability. And the WPAN of Bluetooth is known as Piconet. So these devices are connected to us, Bluetooth in daily life. And this is the comparison between Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. So There are other network devices also, but mostly end user uses Bluetooth and Wi-Fi most. So the frequency of Bluetooth is 2.4 gigahertz, whereas Wi-Fi is 2.4 gigahertz, 3.6 gigahertz, and 5 gigahertz. Bandwidth is 800 kbps. Wi-Fi is previously it was 1 Mbps, now it's 100 Mbps. Security issues are much higher than Wi-Fi because Bluetooth devices don't have their own processing capability a lot, and problem can happen. Whereas in Wi-Fi, it has lower issues as compared to Bluetooth. Range of Bluetooth is up to 30 meter, but usually Bluetooth devices works best at 10 meter, till 10 meter. At Wi-Fi, the range is up to 100 meter, but usually it works very good till 50 meter. In Bluetooth, you can connect at max 7 devices at a time with one Bluetooth. But in Wi-Fi, it depends on configuration. You can usually connect 50 to 100 people or communication devices at a time. Latency means delay. In Bluetooth, it is 200 millisecond, whereas in Wi-Fi, it's 150 millisecond. Nowadays, it is again reduced to 100 millisecond. Bitrate is 2.1 Mbps, whereas Wi-Fi is 600 Mbps. Okay, this is a Bluetooth protocol stack. We'll take a look on Bluetooth protocol stack because these stacks create this Bluetooth module, and how different attacks like bluejacking, blue snarfing, and different kinds of Bluetooth attacks are possible, and how they are possible because of these Bluetooth, after the study of Bluetooth protocol stack, which we'll take a look tomorrow. This is PicoNet. This is how Bluetooth is connected. Devices can be master slave, one master, multiple slave, multiple master, multiple slave. I repeat, one master, one slave, one master, multiple slave, one multiple master, multiple slave. When one master, one slave, example is when you listen music via Bluetooth from your mobile phone. Mobile phone is the master and your Bluetooth device, this Bluetooth headset, is a slave. Whereas Bluetooth module is installed both in your mobile phone also and in your Bluetooth headset also. Okay, but the instruction is going from your mobile phone, and instruction is followed by your mobile headset. Therefore, it is a master-slave configuration. One master, multiple slave. Again, when one device is controlling multiple devices, you are connected with headphone also, you are connected with your smart watch also, and you again have another smart devices in your home which is also connected to your mobile phone. And all devices are maintained simultaneously. Then that becomes one master, multiple slave configuration. And multiple master and multiple slave configuration is the configuration made by multiple combination of these masters and slave. Okay, that's a very generic configuration. So that is PicoNet and ScatterNet. So importance of Bluetooth is it makes a cable replacement. Obviously, previously we use a lot of wired headphones and all, but now we have wireless one. Analog watches we use, but now we have digital watches. Easy file sharing. Okay, file sharing just don't means file sharing, it means data sharing as well. That is listening to music. Just a minute. Okay, so wireless synchronization and automatic connection on pairing. So we also have internet connectivity with Bluetooth, okay, which is known as Bluetooth tethering. So those all are the communication, and that's it. This is very basic of Bluetooth. Tomorrow when we'll do practicals, then we'll see how things goes. Okay. So I think that's it. A lot of theory is covered today, And tomorrow we'll go for practical, because today we don't have time to start practical. I think 15-20 minutes remaining. And tomorrow I'll take session, and then we can go for it. Can I stop? IIT BHU Varanasi, who's handling that point? Any question,
Please
anyone?
provide some reference. Please provide some reference so that we can go through that concept.
Okay. So tomorrow I'll provide references for all. References for what? Today's lecture or tomorrow's?
This lecture, whatever contents you have taught, detailed about the individual article should be referred.
Yeah, actually I have taken
or
from
some papers.
Okay. I'll try to do so.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions from anyone? Okay, then in that case, I'll close today's lecture, and tomorrow we'll start again.
Sir, one question.